Good morning, dear students. I welcome you all to English class. And in this class, we are going to revise our lesson 2 in grammar, that is subject and predicate.
In today's class, we are actually revising our lesson 2, that is subject and predicate. We are going to discuss all the questions that has been given to you all as your home assignment and some questions which are from your grammar book. So I would request you all, before beginning, please get ready with your grammar book, your home assignments and your pencil and eraser. In case if you haven't have grammar book, don't worry. The home assignments that is being given to you all, get ready with that. And those who have the grammar book, I would request them, please get ready with your grammar book because many questions are given from there only. So I hope you all are ready with your answers or you have done the homework. Now it's time to cross verify whether you have done it correctly or not. So let's understand first of all whatever we have learned. So we have learned the difference between subject and predicate. Now we know that a subject tells who or what the sentence is about. It can be a noun or pronoun, whereas a predicate tells us what the subject does or is. It generally begins with a verb.
We have also discussed how to identify a subject in an imperative sentence, interrogative sentence, and exclamatory sentence, where we have seen in an imperative sentence the subject is you, which is generally not spoken or written. In interrogative sentence, we have seen that the subject comes after the verb, and in exclamatory sentence, we have seen that the subject comes before the verb.
So here is question number 1. Circle the subject and underline the predicate in these sentences. Before doing it, let me repeat once again. Whatever the questions we are discussing here, these all questions are taken from your grammar book only. So I would request you all once again to please get ready with your grammar book. The question that we are going to take just now, you will get in page number 8 in your grammar book, page number 8, exercise C, where the question is, divide these sentences into subject and predicate. Remember, some sentences do not have a subject. So this is the question given in your book, which I have formed as circle the subject and underline the predicate in these sentences. So please get ready with your grammar book, page number 8. And in case those who haven't have the book, you know very well that you have to get ready with the home assignment that is already being given to you. So here are the questions. Question number 1. I love to listen to music. So as we have to do, we have to circle the subject and we have to underline the predicate. So let's find out where is the subject. So we know that a subject in a sentence means who we are talking about. So here we are talking about I. As who love to listen to music? I love to listen to music. So I is the subject. Now let's see where is the predicate. As we know that a predicate contains a verb. So here love is a verb because which action is done by I? So that is love. So love to listen to music is the predicate. Now number B. We celebrate the birth of Jesus Christ on Christmas Day. So here who we are talking about? We are talking about we. And the rest celebrate the birth of Jesus Christ on Christmas Day is the predicate. Now number C. The speeding truck knocked down the old man. Here, who knocked down the old man? So the speeding truck. It is the subject in the sentence. And what did the speeding truck do? So the action done by the speeding truck is knocked. That is a verb, and we know that the predicate must contain a verb. So knocked is a verb, and down the old man, the entire is a predicate. So the speeding truck here is the subject, knocked down the old man is the predicate. Number D, they played football in the rain. So who played football in the rain? So we got the answer they. They played football in the rain. and here they is a noun or a pronoun. They is a pronoun. Now, what action is performed by they? It is played. So, played football in the rain is the predicate. Now, India has won 8 gold medals in hockey at the Olympics. So, here, India is the subject as we are talking about India, and India is a noun and has won 8 gold medals in hockey at the Olympics as the predicate. Now, question number 2. Again, circle the subject and underline the predicate in these sentences. Number 1. A chameleon is a lizard that can change its color. So here, who we are talking about? We are talking about a chameleon. So it is the subject in the sentence. And what we are talking about? We are talking about the chameleon, that it's a lizard that can change its color. So it is the predicate in the sentence. So chameleon is the subject, whereas is a lizard that can change its color is the predicate. Now police dog can track down criminals. So here police dog is the subject, whereas can track down criminals is the predicate in the sentence. They played football in the rain. This question we have already seen. So we know very well that they is the subject, whereas played football in the rain is the predicate. Neha and Annie love me. Who love me? So Neha and Annie, they two are the subject in the sentence. Neha and Annie, they are the noun, whereas love me is the predicate in the sentence. Now question number 3. Identify the subject in each of these sentences. This question also you will get in your home assignment or in your grammar book, page number 9. Exercise D. Identify the subject in each of these sentences. So here are the questions. Can I call you after lunch? So here, where is the subject? The subject is I. Why? Because we know that in an interrogative sentence, the subject comes after the verb. So here can, just after that, the subject is here, that is I. How do we know that it is an interrogative sentence? As there is a question mark at the end. So here in number A, the subject is I. Now number B, I am tired. So who is tired? So subject is again here I. Because who is tired? So I, the subject is tired. Now number C, would you like some ice cream? Well, again we can see that this sentence is an interrogative sentence as there is a question mark. And we know that in an interrogative sentence, the subject comes just after the verb. And where is the verb? Would. So after just that, there is the subject, that is you. So you is the subject in the sentence. Now, stop. So here, as we can see, there is an exclamation mark. But as we know that this is an imperative sentence. Why? Because it gives a command. And we know that in an imperative sentence, the subject is always you, which is generally not spoken or written. So we know that the subject is you, which is not spoken or written. Now number 8, how talented these children are. So here, as we can see, this is an exclamatory sentence. And we know that in an exclamatory sentence, the subject comes just before the verb. So as here is the verb, and just before that there is the subject. So these children is the subject in the sentence. Now stand on your head. Now again, this is an imperative sentence, and we know that in an imperative sentence, the subject is always you, which is not spoken or written. So I hope many of you have done all the answers correctly. In case if it was wrong, don't worry, you have to watch the video once again. and as you have attended the live class as well, so try to start revising the things so that you can get a better understanding of the chapter.
Now let's do some more practice, and for that you have to get ready with your notebook, pencil and eraser, where you have to write this question. The question is, identify the subject in these sentences. So I request each one of you to write this in your notebook. Identify the subject in these sentences. This question must be written in your notebook. Identify the subject in these sentences. Now, to do this, you will be getting 30 seconds, and within those 30 seconds, you have to complete your answer. Well, you are not supposed to write the entire questions. Means, suppose you are not, you should not begin in this way. A, how will you solve this puzzle? Do not write this entire sentence. Instead of that, just to find out where is the subject. Wherever you find is the subject in the first sentence, just simply write that subject. Okay, I hope I'm clear to you all. So here is your 30 seconds. Your time starts now. I'm repeating once again. Simply copy the heading of the question, that is identify the subject in these sentences, and then write A, B, C, D in your notebook and simply find out wherever you see the subject in the sentence, write A. Wherever you find the subject, write it there. Then B, wherever you find is the subject, write there accordingly. Time up, all of you. So let's see. So in number 1, how will you solve this puzzle? So to identify the subject, the very first thing we will do is to see what kind of sentence it is. So with the help of this question mark, we can clearly say that it is an interrogative sentence, as it is asking a question. How will you solve this question? So here we know that after in an interrogative sentence, after the verb, the subject comes. So here the verb is will, and just after that the subject comes, and here the subject is you. So who we are talking about in the sentence? We are talking about you. Now number B, how lovely the weather is. So here it is an exclamatory sentence, and how do we know? With the help of this exclamatory mark, as it is showing a sudden expression or desire. So it is an exclamatory mark. And how to find a subject in an exclamatory mark? As we know very well that the subject in an exclamatory marks come before the verb. So where is the verb? So we have the verb is, and just before that we have the weather. So here we have the subject the weather. Now number C, I am watching television. So this is an assertive sentence, or is also called declarative sentence. And here if I ask who is watching television, or who we are talking about in the sentence, we are talking about I in this sentence. So it is the subject of the sentence. Number D, Kriti, Sahil and Priya were enjoying the party. Here we can see that we are talking about 3 persons, that is Kriti, Sahil and Priya. See, so these all are the subject of the sentence. So Kriti, Sahil and Priya, they all are the subject of the sentence. So I hope many of you have done it correctly, and for that I would like to praise you all. Very good, wonderful. I hope this chapter is now clear to you all. Well, still I would request you all to go on practicing the things, because the more you practice, the more you learn. So thank you so much all of you. And yes, stay home, stay safe and take a good care of your health.